Anish, I'll start with you. I think your industry, telco, and I'm not talking of your competition here, but I know in the last 6 months to 1 year what has happened, right? So life must be very difficult, very different for you right now. So what I wanted to ask you, Anish, is with all these disruptions happening, what are the key initiatives, right, which you, as a part of Vodafone, or generally as a person, you have been taking around the digital transformation? What are the key initiatives which you have been taking?
So the first thing is the key differentiator that we are bringing in the most superior customer experience. So if I can say from the top management, what we are driving as of now, how we can improve the customer experience. If you can see from we have the Jujus, Vodafone Jujus. Now we are bringing in the new avatar where we are driving the new digital initiatives, bringing in the new Vodafone Ninjas, the new avatar form. So that's the journey that's beginning for the new digital transformations, where the more focus is on the from the customer experience point of view. Customer is visiting to the store and customer is calling at the call center. How we can move these customers to a digital platform by providing the if you can see the new My Vodafone app. There is a complete revamp of the Vodafone applications, the My Vodafone applications, where you can change your plan, you can change your number, you can schedule an appointment for the stores, as well as for the family plan. You can set your plans, you can change your plans, you can modify your plans as per your requirements, and you can bring the entire family to one plan. So that's the one thing which we are focusing to a customer, for the customers to bring to the digital platform. That's the one thing that we are working on. Second focus is on the how we can move towards an agile, providing moving towards agile and beginning the DevOps application development. As and when we are receiving the requirements for the day-to-day, how fast we are engaging with our business functions, we are moving to an agile platform, bringing in the agile culture, and moving all our partners and our vendors and bringing in a synergy between them and bringing in the agility across the partners. So these are some of the very important and the key initiatives which we are driving within Vodafone.
Thank you. Thank you, Anish. So the question for you is, I know it's difficult, but how do you align between IT and business?
I'll be slightly sympathetic towards the IT community today. Okay. Reason is that everybody says that IT speaks their language, business doesn't understand. So both languages are different. That's why alignment doesn't happen. I would say alignment happens when there is a level playing field.
Okay.
While IT has to understand business, they have to talk that language. Similarly, there has to be an empathy from business side also, because these are specialists. They know their job, right?
Okay.
So it's a both-way thing. But finally, yes, if we are only installing a firewall, it will not help. The firewall has to have a business value which has to be communicated.
Okay.
I think that this job is for the leader, the CIO. I think we should spare the specialists to do their job.
Okay.
And only this selling part should go to the higher-ups.
Okay.
And when, this is a very much discussed topic, and I realized it. I was also thinking about what could be the reason. One reason is that you see any industry segment, the corporate services would be either IT, HR and finance. Okay. Let's take an example of a huge multi-specialty hospital. When they talk business, doctors will talk some language which we don't understand. Finance will talk how much revenue you will get, that everybody understands. HR will say how many people are onboarded, whatever. So these are all finally automatically aligned to business.
Okay.
IT guy will say VMware, Cisco and all that.
Yeah, correct.
Right? So
Correct.
that's the problem. You go to a mine, same thing. Mining guys will talk something, finance will talk numbers, but IT guys will talk only that. So that's where the real problem arises.
Okay.
So the solution to that is, number one, lot of business sponsored projects should be initiated.
Okay.
Which means when you make business sponsor for a project, and when they say that they are driving, and IT is only an enabler, automatic success comes, because then the ownership of finally getting budget, getting an ROI, all rest with them. So IT can outsource that piece to business, and then things go smoother.
Okay.
And I think that practically I have experienced this, that whenever there is an enterprise-wide project, even if it could be creating a big dashboard or rolling out some supply chain system, we make business the sponsors.
Okay.
They inaugurate the rollout function. They finally launch the application, and they would finally say that we did this. And the fact remains is that it doesn't mean that IT is on the backside.
Okay.
But that gives you a good alignment over there.
Perfect. As VMware, as an IT provider, I think what we also go through all this trainings on how to talk the same, what you said exactly. How do you convert that to a business language? And I liked what Abhijit said. He used the numbers, right? So in case we don't do this, there's a risk of maybe $400,000. That's what we are also taught. So I totally agree. So I think that's very, very important to have a business sponsor for the project which you do. I hope most of the people in the room agrees to this, right? We'll still have some questions in case you want to grill people more here. Okay, the next person is very, very interesting, and when I got his background, right, he is in the education vertical, as if I can say. He was earlier with HSBC, right? So while I was having the discussion, it was very, very interesting for me. HSBC to education, right? So Ramkrishnan, so this question is for you. Life must be very difficult for you, right? So how do you do this? How do you do this currently? Education, transformation, people all talking this language.
Ultimately, whatever change, whatever challenges comes into our life, we have to manage those changes. The most important part when we look towards the education is what industry expects from an educational institution is that whatever product, whoever student is going to be graduated, he should be industry ready. So when we are talking about a student who is industry ready, then whichever is available in the market, the latest technology which we talk about, so that student should have the capability to manage all the desired things which an industry is required to run their day-to-day business. So as a PCCOE, what we do is we normally go as per, since we are aware that we are affiliated to University of Pune. So there are some prescribed syllabus which is available there. So we follow that syllabus, and in addition to that, whatever is requirement of the industry, that we try to give it as on top of whatever the university prescribes. So we give all sort of trainings. We give soft skill training. We give the software trainings, the latest technology trainings. All those trainings we try to impart into the students. So when we are saying digital transformation, the first word that comes is the digitization. So when we say digitization, digitization is the conversion of whatever available information into some digital form. Okay, and to get the output, we have the digitalization. Digitalization, when we say, it means the conversion of the information by using some available process. The process which is available readily into the market by applying some application, like we heard the presentation right before that. That is the machine intelligence, machine learning, by applying the algorithms. Just change that information by applying some process. And when we are saying the digital transformation, so transformation is something where we expect the output.
Correct,
okay.
You're right.
So when we are expecting the output, so the digitization should be correct.
Okay.
And
okay.
If you want to see the digitization correct, then whatever education, whatever things we are imparting to the student, that should be up to that level.
Okay. I think while we also go and meet customers, I think what we have seen, the people who have just joined in that IT department, their need is very different. And I can relate, Abhijit, what you said. For example, DevOps, I think there are some customers of ours who are the so-called new age companies. They're geeks, kind of, right? So their language is very, very different. So, Dr. Makarand, when did you realize that IT needs to lead the transformation which is coming in next few years?
See, the challenge that we had before taking the decision was that every time there would be a business need, business would expect us to deliver it faster.
Okay.
And every time we used to fail because of the constraints of the technology that we were using.
Okay.
Most of the times the technology would become the bottleneck because it would be a proprietary solution. You cannot install a platform on that solution. That kind of constraints were heavily hitting us. And somewhere we felt that because of technology, we are not able to deliver it faster.
Okay.
And we are not actually doing justice to the business by following the legacy of the technology.
Okay.
So the plan was to actually come out of those lock-ins and create an open system, an open architecture, wherein the business demands we are able to provision without even worrying about what platform would be required for that solution to be deployed. And that would actually speed up our commitment to the business of delivering certain solutions. So that is where we actually took a decision of adopting open technology, going for an Intel-based architecture rather than a RISC-based architecture, so that in future, once we start shortlisting the solutions, it might be on Windows platform or on Unix or on Linux, we don't have to worry about the platform at the base.
Okay.
We should have a solution which can cater to any platform. So that was the whole idea of actually moving on to Intel, even early than
I think
when other competitors were actually still on the legacy systems.
Yeah. So my next question is to Rajiv. So Rajiv, I think while I talked about VMware, how relevant do you think companies like VMware is for today's age, for people like all of you?
So I come from an infrastructure background. So while every component of infrastructure is important and precious to me, but then considering the strategic position of VMware, and everyone present in this room would agree with me, okay, every technology component interacts with VMware. That's the strategic position of VMware. With that thing into mind, and considering everyone is talking about agility, so agility alone is not sufficient because agility is aimed at giving the customer experience, okay? But in current industry, all organizations are doing the same. Everyone is doing for customer experience. So what matters is customer delight.
Correct.
Okay, and for customer delight is lead time to market, what the others are not giving, and for that, okay, what's important is infrastructure, and that's where the code runs on. That's where all those concept of bots, about machine learning and artificial intelligence gets executed on. Okay, and that, when we talk about agility, we have to also talk about agility of infrastructure. Okay, and that comes only through one component, that's VMware. Okay, so virtualization, if extrapolated on a larger scale, is nothing but cloud.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
I agree.
So extremely important technology. Yeah. So when you want to scale up or scale down, whether it's on premises or on cloud, it's very important. Let me give an example, and this correlates with what Abhijit told us. It's about the 3 months project. So I was in Barclays then, and if anyone is here from Barclays, he will certainly correlate with what I'm saying. Is banking is pretty much monotonous, the same kind of payments, same kind of mortgages. So we wanted to do something different, to have a name coming up for ourselves in the market, and we had an ECO and he had some plans. Yeah. And we said we are going to finish this project in 3 months. So we built just one environment, just one environment, started development on that, and the same environment was converted into production environment. So we did this in 3 months, and the project was mobile-to-mobile banking payment system. It initially was only for UK-based customers for Barclays. It was called as Pingit.
Okay.
And it was one of the most downloaded apps during that time in 2012, 2014. Okay. And again, lots of questions were asked regarding that, which again Abhijit pointed, why we are doing it so fast? Okay, and that was the question. It's not just about the business, not just about the agility. Okay, it's to give the customer the experience. Okay, and what helped here was VMware. Okay?
Thank you. So what I understand, I think what he keeps on saying, the most important is the end user experience. I think thank you, Rajiv. I think that I can totally relate to it, right?